huge news regarding silly season, but not for this year, for 2024. Tyler Reddick, we know, is one of the hottest prospects in NASCAR, two-time Xfinity champion, won his first career win at Road America a couple of weeks ago. Now, while we do know that he's going to be a part of RCR racing in 2023-24, he's going to have a new home. Breaking news: Tyler Reddick has signed a deal to drive for 2311 Racing, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin's NASCAR Cup Series team in 2024. Now, there's a lot of things that are a bit off about this announcement. First of all, again, it's a year and a half away. Even though that is not uncommon, it's happened before. Remember, Casey Kane signed in April of 2010 to sign for Hendrick in 2012. He went to Red Bull Racing on loan. But it's happened before, but it's certainly very rare. But what's also interesting about this is the state of 2311 in the first place. Now, we heard with Denny Hamlin, if you've listened to Denny Hamlin talk about the team, we have heard him talk about expansion. He wants to expand to a 3-car team, and they were looking at having a new building, new properties to be able to afford and be ready for that expansion. He talked about this on the Dale Jr. Download, so we know that this was his plan. But it happened so quickly, I think, is kind of shocking to me. But also, let's say in a situation where they don't expand. What if they only keep 2 cars? Well, now, Bubba Wallace and Kurt Busch, they will be signed on for 2023, but they haven't been confirmed for 24. We know Kurt Busch, he's getting up there in age. We don't know if he will go this year and next year and, for a few years after that, or if 2023 will be his final year. We don't know. Also, Bubba Wallace. Say what you want about Bubba. Compare that to his teammate, Kurt Busch. He has not performed at the same level. So it's very interesting what's going on in 2311 Racing. Could he replace Kurt Busch? Could Reddick maybe even replace Bubba Wallace? Or could they expand to a 3-car team? Again, there's a lot of things that are a lot of moving pieces with this announcement. Another interesting thing about this is that Richard Childress Racing themselves put out a quote, or put out a statement. And man, this statement is just... It's a bit awkward, to say the least. It says, "We are proud of the success Tyler Reddick has found at Richard Childress Racing. We're focused on winning a championship in 2022 and 2023, although timing of this announcement could not be any worse." Ouch. I guess it's safe to say that RCR is not too pleased with this announcement. And it kind of reminds me a lot of RCR and Kevin Harvick. I believe it was near the end of 2012 where Kevin Harvick said he's leaving Richard Childress Racing to go to a new team in 2014. So it was kind of made that a weird awkward relationship in those final few seasons. And I think this is kind of similar to that, to announce, especially in the middle, right before the playoffs are about to begin, you announce you're going to be leaving. Now, granted, you're going to be leaving in 2024, so you still have another full year under your belt. I can understand why maybe RCR may not be too pleased at the timing of this announcement, to announce it still during the middle of the racing season, right before the playoffs are about to begin. I feel like if they were to announce it at the off season, it would have been better. But yeah, it's very interesting, the timing of this announcement. But I'm also still focused on 2311 Racing, the team itself, as the fact that they haven't confirmed whether or not they're going to be expanding to a 3-car team. Usually, when someone makes an announcement like this, you automatically assume that would be the case. Oh, they're going to be expanding to a 3rd-car team or doing some type of expansion. So I think it is only natural for maybe eyebrows to raise just a little bit on Bubba's future. Kurt Busch more than likely will either stay in 2024 or retire. That's obvious. One of those two things. But with Bubba, his future is not so clear cut and dry as is Kurt Busch's. We know Tyler Reddick is going to be part of the organization and is going to be part of the future of 2311 Racing in some way, shape, or form. He's going to be a part of the team for the future. When he made this move, more than likely, he looked at this move as 2311 Racing being a team that is capable of winning a championship. RCR has been capable of winning a championship since 2010. That was the last time they were really in contention. So with Tyler making this move, knows that I'm going to go to this team knowing that I have a chance to win a championship, or at least be in contention. So yeah, there's a lot of things to think about when it involves 2311 Racing and what the future looks like with that team and with Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace. But also they'll take a look at RCR now, because they're going to be losing their best driver. In fact, I would even argue that Tyler Reddick has been RCR's best driver since Kevin Harvick. So now who you got to replace? We look at in the Xfinity Series, you look at Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, they drive in the Xfinity Series for the team. Or you look at someone maybe outside the box. Look at a Noah Gragson. You know, Gragson, even though he has been in some controversy, say what you want, the man can drive a car. He can race. He is a really good race car driver. That's something you cannot deny about. Could he potentially make the jump from JRM to RCR in 2024? Possibly. But with RCR, it's a lot more bleaker. With 2311 Racing, you have only a few options. If it's a third car team, okay, cool. You plug Reddick in that car, cool beans. But if you stay as a 2-car team, more than likely, I see more Kurt Busch leaving at the end of 2023. I mean, Kurt Busch is going to be 45 by the end of 2023. Usually, drivers retire around that age. I don't see Kurt going past 45. I don't see him going into the second half of his 40s, maybe even near 50s in NASCAR. I just don't see that happening. Again, with Bubba, has he performed to the level of Kurt? No. But he has made improvements, and Denny has been, fully backing Bubba. I think it'd be much better off to have 2 relatively very young drivers. Reddick is a bit younger than Bubba, but still, they are young drivers that have talent that can help build this team up. You already have Kurt Busch that has the experience that can help lay the groundwork for the future of the team. And now Bubba and Tyler Reddick are going to carry the torch, as they are young drivers that can carry the torch for years to come to help bring 2311 Racing to a potential championship caliber team. That's what I see. That's the vision I see happening. I think giving Kurt Busch time for his send-off and allow Tyler Reddick so that when he comes in, he fits in like a hand in a glove. No issues, nothing like that. Kurt Busch has already, got him prepared for everything like that, for him to be sent off the right way. Tyler Reddick comes in, bam, and then you get ready for the future with your 2 drivers of Bubba and Tyler. That's the vision I see. But again, there's always, you never know with NASCAR. That's one thing I always like with NASCAR. You never know what's going to happen with silly season. That's the most likely option I see happening. But we've seen crazier things happen with this sport. So very interesting to see what's going to happen if they're going to expand to a 3-car team, or will Tyler replace Kurt or Bubba possibly? And also what the future's going to look like for RCR. Who are they going to bring in? Are they going to bring a driver from their Xfinity lineup of Sheldon Creed or Austin Hill? Or could they just jump out of the box and bring in a driver outside of the organization, like a Noah Gragson? Hell, maybe even a Ty Gibbs. Who knows? We don't know. But regardless, silly season just got a lot more interesting. What are your thoughts on this announcement of Tyler Reddick moving to 2311 Racing? Do you think it's a good or bad move? Do you think it will expand to a 3-car team? Or do you think he could replace one of the 2 current drivers of Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace? Again, leave your thoughts down below. Until next time, my name is Jett from MDK. Thank y'all for watching.